So I sent him The Sex Lives of African Girls, the same exact story, the same exact words that I had sent to Professor Morrison and to the unsolicited submissions address of Granta's office in New York. He liked it. Remember, I liked it, Professor Morrison liked it, he liked it. And I said, okay, yeah, let's see what we can do with it. And he sent it to the UK office of Granta, which is in fact where Granta is based, in London. They liked it, they bought it, and though it was, and between you and me still is a little too long, they decided to publish it. So, because I think God has a sense of humor, the same week that I spoke with my agents, they said, great, Granta wants to publish your first short story. We think this is right, because you were born in London, blah, blah, blah. And I said, great, they like it. And we were all set to go. They sent me a contract to sign. Great. That same week, I got an email from the New York office of Granta, which receives so many unsolicited submissions that it takes them a very long time, as you can imagine, to go through all of them. So they were just now, close to a year later, getting to my submission, my unsolicited submission. And I opened this email, and it's funny because this was all happening in the same week. I just assumed that it was related to the contract or some such. But no, it was a very politely, but really quite explicit rejection of my short story, criticizing, amongst other things, my very florid language, and it is, and the second person, and all sorts of things which sting the bruised ego of a rejected writer. And I was so unsure of myself that I immediately wrote to my agents and I said, I don't understand, if they changed their mind, why wouldn't they just tell me? I could have made changes to the story, and I've already used the payment for my rent. This is really awkward that they don't want to publish it now. And my agent is like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, Granta doesn't want to publish my story anymore. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, well, I just got this email from them saying they don't want to publish my story for very explicit, paragraphs and paragraphs of reasons. And he said, send me that email. I did. About 24 minutes went by, and I received another email from the New York office of Granta, and it was also paragraphs long. And it went something along the lines of, Dear Taiye, it is true that we at the New York office received your unsolicited submission and did not, and really do not wish to publish it. But it is also true that our, parent office in London bought it and decided to make it the centerpiece of their feminism issue. So, yeah, so your story will be published in the May issue of Granta, and all manner of hilariousness. And I remember closing that email and thinking, this is the best thing that could have ever happened to me as a writer. Absolutely the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Because the story that one editor rejected for paragraphs of reasons. It wasn't just we don't want your story. It was you should really think about becoming a better writer in the following ways. It was that letter, and if any of you have sent submissions unsolicited to places, maybe you know this letter. It's long. Why does it have to be long? Why can't it be like a college rejection, you didn't get it? Reading that about the exact same story, the exact same words, not a semicolon changed, hearing one reader hate it, knowing that another reader loved it, knowing that another writer whom I loved really rather liked it, somehow didn't matter. And what I was left with, and I can see this moment clear as day, and I'm so happy it happened before I finished this novel, what I was left with was the question, simply, do I like it?